just want to thank everyone so much for coming out. Hope you're enjoying the pizza. We got some fun things on the table. And we do have ice cream. What? Oh, yeah. And I got the variety pack. So, oh, yeah. The selection. I'm really excited about tonight. This is our third time doing this, and we have a great lineup for you. So without further ado, let's give warm USC Crusoe Catholic Center welcome to Carl Kozlowski, our host, everybody.
All right, keep it going for Anthony. Keep it going for yourselves. How's everybody doing? Yeah, well, first of all, of course, we're at the Catholic Center, so before I start the show, I have to bless the audience. Yeah, I always love that. You know, it's like, you know, we're like the one church in the world that has like all the ceremony with the smoke. And then at Palm Sunday, you got the water. You guys remember that? Like how the priest walks through and he's like spritzing everybody. It's like, when I was a little kid, I'd be like trying to run around the church, like trying to catch more water. But anyways, yeah, well, I'm excited to be here. We'll get more Catholic stuff in a second, but I gotta say I'm pretty excited. Had a good week. I've actually lost like 75 pounds in the last 9 months. Thank you. Yeah, you never get that kind of applause when you tell people you gained 75 pounds in 9 months, right? Yeah, but I'm supposed to lose like 125 pounds, so I got a ways to go. And, you know, it's like, I'm stuck in what I call the holy cow zone. You know, it's like, people are like, that know me are like, holy cow, how'd you lose 75 pounds? People that don't know me are like, holy cow, you need to lose 50 pounds. So, yeah. People ask me, like, so what made you decide to lose weight, Carl? You know, because I was fat for a very long time. And, or they go, oh, were you born that way? And you get that a lot. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure my mom would have survived that, you know? Yeah, I came out at 340 pounds, yes. But it was a long birth. No, so what made me decide to lose weight was that I was actually on a plane, and you know where this is going. And so I'm sitting on the tarmac, we're in Salt Lake City on a layover, and you know, it's time to put on the seatbelt. And it wasn't that I couldn't put on the seatbelt, you know, I had to ask for the extender belt, which is really fun. And, but normally that's what I would do, but this time it was really special. The flight crew, they were at the front of the plane, I'm in the 4th row on the left, and they look really concerned, and they're all consulting and whispering, they're looking around, and then they look at me, all of them. And so then the stewardess like gets up, or the flight attendant, sorry, and she grabs the safety microphone that she makes the announcements on, but this is after they did the announcements already, they're still delayed, right? And she goes, sir, could you stand up, please? And so she makes me stand in front of the entire plane crowd, and she's like, ladies and gentlemen, we need a volunteer from the right side of the plane to trade seats with this gentleman on the left side of the plane, or else the balance of the weight of the plane will be off and we won't be able to leave the tarmac. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not just fat, I'm an FAA flight violation. So, time to lose weight there, right? So, yeah, so I'm excited. I just bought size 40 pants for the first time in California. I've been here 14 years, I was up to size 46. So it's like I was really thrilled. I was at Target, I'm like, I'm in size 40! Everybody else is like, what are you so happy about? Yeah, it's like, you know, I was delighted because no more do I have to pay the fat guy surcharge. Target, if you like wear size 42 pants or bigger as a guy, they actually start charging $2 more. And they always make a big deal out of it because they have to have a price check. Yeah, can we let this guy have the pants for $18? Do we have to charge him $20? Because he's taking up so much material. It's like, wow, thanks guys. But I gotta say that, you know, so I'm like still single, and it's like this is one crowd where it's like, oh, who's single? And of course everybody's single because you're all like 18, right? But, so you're looking at me and you're like, God, this is our future. Look at this guy, oh my God. But it's like, I'm actually over 40 and single. That's really sad, right? So it's like, as a Catholic, I've come full circle. Because when I was a boy and I went to Catholic school, everybody's going, so, think you want to be a priest? And now I'm like over 40 and I'm single, everybody's giving up on me and they're like, so, you think you want to be a priest? What's really sad is when I go up to older ladies at the church and I'm like, so, do you have a daughter around my age? And they look at me and they're like, so, you think you want to be a priest? So, I'd be a terrible priest though, horrible. Because, it's like I like the show. The robes are cool, you get everybody looking at you're flinging the smoke around, the water around, all that stuff, and you're doing the magic transformation of Jesus from bread into, Jesus. But then at the same time, the thing I'd be horrible at is confession. Because I love to gossip too much. It's like, if somebody says something crazy to me in a confession booth, I don't know how I would contain myself. Because it's like, you got the booth, the screen, you can't see what's going on. Somebody's telling you something really juicy, I'd be like, what? And then it's like, if it was really bad, I'd be like, who is this? And I'd start looking around the corner. It's like, I think that's why people stop going to confession when they're adults, is like, they're afraid the priest is going to go, what? And start looking like, who is this? It's like, the worst is like, if you have a really old priest at a parish, then you're like, everybody's afraid to go to confession, because he's going to be like, what? Could you speak up? Then everybody's hearing what you did. It's like, great, thanks. Like, I never understood confession anyway. It's like, first confession, you like have to do it when, how many people went through Catholic school here? Okay, yeah, you're all like raising your hands, very polite, you're afraid of being like hit with a roar. No, but it's like, when you go through Catholic school, it's like first confession is when you're like 7 years old. And it's like, because they say that you're at the age of reason. I'm like, come on, if you remember anything about being 7, you know that there's no way you have any reason. So it's like, I always hated like going into line, like waiting, to have to tell a priest what you did wrong for the first time. And it's like, you finally get up there and the nun or your teacher's like going, don't be scared, Father won't know who you are. And I'm like, yeah, you will, you just sent me to the office yesterday. So, let's see, then I guess my folks, they've been married like 49 years, man. And it's like a lot of times people will start applauding, and even my dad will be like, whoa, hold your applause. Nobody said they were all good years. But it's like, my parents, they like bicker a lot, so my dad's always like, they try to stick it to each other. My dad's like, yeah, people get like half that time for murder these days. And then my mom's like, oh, we're just going to hold on until we have 50 years, because we want you kids to buy us a cruise. And then I'm like, what, you're going to go off and do Tinder then? All right, this is going well. You're like, what? Your parents that have been married 49 years? Oh, God. Let's see. I guess my sister, she's a better Catholic than I am. She actually has 5 kids under age 16. I'm like, oh my God, I just want one kid so I can drive in the carpool lane for the next 18 years. But it's pretty weird. Like, we grew up in Little Rock, Arkansas, like in the South, And I was like, oh boy, I gotta, they call it the Deep South, but there's nothing deep about it. And so it's like I made the escape to big cities as fast as I could. But she's staying in like even smaller towns. So now she's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And it's like, oh, so want to come visit for Thanksgiving? No, not really. We're in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Thank you. It was like, then she's like, well, Carl, she brags about how conservative she is, and she's like, I'm on the special school board committee to stop the gay agenda in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm like, really, Chris? The only gay agenda in Bowling Green, Kentucky is how to get the hell out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah. But I don't understand homophobia anyway. It's like, some people act like they're more scared of gay people than they are of bees. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, sure, a gay guy might sting you, but at least they won't swarm. I don't even know what that means. It's a thinker, if it made any sense. But yeah, it's like, it's pretty weird, she's got the kids and all that, as I mentioned. So like about 4 years ago, right before Christmas, the same month, there was that Sandy Hook school shooting tragedy, And I was like, God, I really want to cheer the kids up, because they were getting scared to go to school, stuff like that. So I was like, I'm going to be the cool uncle. I'm going to send them all fun stuff. So I sent them like, a bunch of Legos and funny DVDs, things like that. Now my sister's married to this total redneck. So they call me up and they're like, yeah, nice try, Carl. we got the kids something they could actually use. I'm like, what's that? And my sister goes, oh, well, you know, we gave the 2 older girls a couple of handguns, and then we gave the 2 middle ones tasers, and then we only gave Billy a machete because he's 5. And I'm like, what? And this is real, okay? And she's like, well, I just want to know that when our kids go to school, that they'll be safe. And I'm like, I don't know, why don't you get them out of public school then? You know, it's like pretty ridiculous. And she's like, well, Carl, you know, someday you won't be laughing at us when the government comes to take away your land. And I'm like, I live in a studio apartment in Koreatown. I don't have any land. What are you talking about? And like, have you ever noticed that the people on the news that are the craziest about having guns and worrying about the government taking away their land live in the states where nobody would want to live anyway? It's like, yeah, Chris, why don't you call me when the Battle of Bowling Green happens? Tell me how your kids saved the day with the tasers and a machete. All right, that was good. Don't worry, the rest of it's much funnier. No, but, everybody, how do you guys feel about the election? Were you happy or sad that Hillary lost by applause? And who was a Hillary fan? You can say it, it's okay. Who was a Trump fan? Oh, wow. Well, anyways, I grew up in Little Rock. Like Bill Clinton was our governor when I was growing up there, right? And so people always ask me, did you ever meet Bill Clinton? And that's like asking somebody from New Jersey if they ever knew Tony Soprano, right? But it's like, I actually served him popcorn once when I was in high school. I was working in a mall movie theater, and like people started like freaking out in the mall area. They're like outside the theater. They're like, oh my God, it's him, it's him. And they're like leaning over like balconies and stuff like. I'm like, who is it? I thought it was the second coming of Jesus. No, it's Bill Clinton walking in. Then he comes up to the box office, and I'll give him credit. He was actually alone and dateless. But he like, so I'm thinking, oh boy, here he comes. And he comes over to the concession stand where I'm working. And I say, so what can I get you, Governor? And this is all true. And he goes, I'll have a popcorn and a Coke, please. And I'm like, okay, so what size would you like, sir? He goes, come on, I'll have a jumbo, of course. I'm like, would you like butter with that? And he goes, come on, man, do you know me at all? So then I like take the jumbo popcorn, I stick it under the butter machine, I give it 5 squirts of butter, which is like the legal limit. And Bill used to be really fat, okay? And so I slide him the popcorn, he looks at it, he slides it back to me, and he goes, come on, man, I want you to hit it till I tell you to stop. Think about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a feeling that wasn't the last time he said those words to somebody. I felt sexually harassed. And if you're shocked, it was a priest that I told that story to first, and he was the one who said, you gotta tell that in your show. I'm like, okay, what kind of priest are you? But anyway. No, but before I get out of here, I gotta say, my folks, they actually were excited I'm losing weight, but they tried to help it along. They got me a bike last year for Christmas. And I'm like, great, you know, I'm making progress in life when I get the same present at age 40 that I got when I was 4. But my dad was kind of weird when he gave me the bike. He's like, now Carl, just make sure that you don't lose your balance. What he really was saying is, don't let the gravitational pull of the earth suck your fat butt into the pavement. But my mom was like, oh honey, you're being a little harsh on Carl. Now, just make sure your tires will support you. And I'm like, I guess I have to, have my tires support me because my mom never will. But it's like, I felt pretty bad about that, but then I can't really blame her because it was her mom, my grandma, that's the meanest one in the family. She always wonders why I don't visit more often. Every time I go to her house though, she always pulls out my high school yearbook photo from when I was really skinny, and she's like, gee, remember this guy when he used to be so handsome? And I'm like, yeah, Grandma, remember when your breasts weren't part of your waistline? Thank you.